Have you ever wanted to do something like this without having to mess around with the media sources of drop zones? Well, today on Salt with Thom, I'm going to show you how. For the detailed tutorial, skip to this timestamp. Else, let's just jump right in. In a nutshell, all you need to do is the following. We're going to open up a Final Cut title. We want to select the title background, then either by pressing K or right-clicking and selecting the Make Clone Layer option. This is going to create a clone layer, which in my example, I use as the background. It is also worth mentioning that any effects that you add on the original copy will also affect the clone, so just keep that in mind. Now the world is your oyster. Add effects, do some transitions, resize, cut, whatever you want really. It's entirely up to you. And simply just save it and use it. Now let's look at this again, but in a bit more detail. Let's select a Final Cut title. I've picked the Final Cut title for three main reasons. One, I don't want to deal with adding media into drop zones. Two, I might want this to span across multiple clips or even only part of a clip. And three, it's also not a transition. I'm going to go onto my title background and I'm going to create a clone. I'm going to move this clone below because I'm wanting this clone to be my background. So I'm going to name this background. On the background, I'm going to add a filter. I'm going to go for a blur and I'm going to add a very basic Gaussian blur. On this, I'm just going to basically ramp this up to maximum. I'm going to make sure it's cropped so it stays within the area. I'm going to take prism blur. I'm going to add that to it, buff this right up, make sure I crop it. And then for the last things, on the border, I'm actually going to add a stroke to the original one. When you add an effect to the original copy, it also adds it onto the clone. So we are going to have to do a little bit of tweaking here. First, let's get the animation sorted. From here, what we're going to do, this background layer, we're just going to just buff the scale up a bit. This will allow me to hide the prism effect that was produced when I added the border onto the original version. This method of just expanding is not ideal for all scenarios though. You may, for example, want to add other effects or simply just not expand the background. Well, we could actually generate another clone, and then this clone is the one that we actually use. We can put the stroke on that instead of the title background. The original one still needs to be shown, else it doesn't actually get picked up. Do keep in mind though that you will have to copy all of the animations over to the new clone layer. We can save that and we're done. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you do know of a better way of doing this, do let me know in the comments section below because knowledge is the way forward and I'm always intrigued. Or join me on Twitch or Discord, links in the description below. As for right now, catch you on the flip side.